Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Sprout. Since last episode, I've mainly done some work around the town, working on roads and some walls and stuff like that. Nothing too major since last episode. But today, I want to start basically a sequence. The next few episodes, we're going to be working on a overarching larger project. And that's going to be, first up, I want to get a blaze farm up and going. Then I want to work on our mana battery for Britannia, because I need sparks to do that, and sparks to... Basically, the blazes are for sparks, and then also for corporea sparks, you know, because we need those to really progress within Britannia. Because we're reaching the point where I don't really want a manual farm that many blazes, let's say. So we're going to be working on that. And then the mana battery, so that we have mana storage and mana transfer, because right now it's kind of straining my system at the moment. Oh, by the way, I did flatten some of this. I'm preparing to start the Dragon Roost a little bit, but I want to work on a mana battery so that we have actual legitimate mana storage and room to store up a lot of mana, because after that, then we are going to be working on our first large-scale mana farm. Okay, right now we've got the chicken farm, which is just a small little thing to give mana to the village down there, and then of course we have this set up, which is, it's okay, but it's not great mana. It's not enough to sustain the entire cobble gen, you know. And besides, on top of that, my villagers keep vanishing, as you can tell. Even with the chunks loaded, they keep vanishing. So, we're going to go with something a little bit different. It's going to be very large scale. So, there's a few steps involved towards getting all that in place and getting all that up and going. So, it's probably going to be this episode, probably next episode, and possibly even another episode. We shall see. I'm banking more on maybe 2 episodes. So... just depends. It really just depends. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started with that. And we're going to be doing a little bit of building today on camera. Just a small amount as we work on our blaze farm. And all my spawners have vanished. I actually mentioned that a few episodes back. They've vanished, so we're going to have to get new blaze spawners. So we'll head to the nether, but I'm going to wait until I'm ready to place the spawners before I head to the nether, because I don't want them to vanish or change or, you know, turn into pig spawners again or anything like that. So I think a lot of this build is going to be stone. Oh man, I'll have to reset that. Oh, by the way, we're up to 360 stacks of glass. We have 7.5 stacks of Ventium, and this mana battery is completely filled now. So very, very nice. And all of these are capped out on Ventium as well. They're not really running right now. They run on occasion when the calefactors have used up enough mana. Oh, actually... Okay, these have stopped exporting for whatever reason. I don't know why. Well, no, they're exporting. It's just not... I don't know, it's acting up. I guess. Some of them are exporting. No? Maybe not? I have no clue. Because this is getting glass. I have no clue what's going on. Earlier these weren't backed up, but now they are. But I'm magically getting glass. I have no clue. Anyways, and we're gonna add more to this cobbleworks once we get the mana battery and everything set up, because there's a couple other things that we could do really easy once we have a little bit more solid mana production. But anyways, let's get ourselves just a few stacks of stone. And I'm going to go ahead and make some stone bricks, because I'm going to use a bit of those in this build, because, you know, the town is a whole lot of oak and spruce and cobblestone and stone and all that good stuff. So I want to kind of continue on with that theme. And I think we're going to be setting up our build today over here. So basically we'll have a pathway. I've got to add that. I've been working on roads. I just haven't got over here yet. But we'll have the pathway come up. And, you know, on this side we're going to have the chicken smeltery. And over here, we're going to have our blaze farm. Okay? And it's not going to be super big. It's just going to be pretty much, well, 9 by 9 interior, so 11 by 11. Because, of course, with vanilla spawners, you know, vanilla spawners can spawn in a range of, it's like 4 or 3.5 blocks in each direction, right? So it comes out to be like 8 blocks, and so it's like a 9x9 technically, I guess. It's weird, you know. But anyways, we'll set it up over here, and let me actually remove this mushroom, and I don't want no giant mushrooms. This ain't Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so I'm thinking that this side of the pathway is going to be kind of leveled off. So we'll do something a bit like that for the time being anyways. Like I said, I've got to come through here and do all the landscaping, but let's say this is, okay, it's 10 wide, so that's pretty alright. I'm going to go ahead and bring this out, I think, so we'll have a nice 11 by 11, and I'm just going to kind of square this off. Now, eventually I'll come through and I'll actually bring this dirt out and kind of make it look a little bit more natural and not have it as a floating square, but for now we just need a baseline to work with. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay out some markers for the corners. So I'm thinking, and there. So that'll be the size of our mob prison for the blazes. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring these stone bricks up a little bit. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to go with chiseled stone, I think, for the actual pillars. Now the bottom level is fine as stone because that's going to be hidden. We'll bring that up. I may actually cut down on my jump height a little bit anyways. And I will say it's probably not going to be too much, well, I say not too much longer. It's still going to be a little while, but we're going to get flight before too long. In the form of Botania. We're going to be using Botania for flight, which is nice because it's not super OP flight. You know, there's actually still some limitations of it and everything. But we'll probably get that before too long just to help us out with building. And I will say that probably after this project, because we'll be spending the next few episodes on Botania, after that we're going to move into Railcraft and connect up work on our next town, right? The sand town. So I'm going to be trying to work on walls and stuff and kind of getting this town semi-situated. It's still going to be, you know, it's going to be a long project working on this, but we'll get it at least somewhat sorted. And then let's go ahead and lay ourselves down just a line of steps, just like this. And then I'm going to kind of bring them around, all the way around this level of the building. Okay, so there we go. And then what we're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and throw down just a line of dirt right here. And then we're going to add one more set of stone bricks. This front part is actually going to be recessed a little bit from the, you know, the 11 by 11. Like that. So it's going to kind of come up like that. And then there'll be kind of a glassed in front here once everything's said and done. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and bring these pillars up just a little bit. And then these sections here, I'm going to go with the, I think the polished andesite, maybe. Yeah, I actually like that. Okay, so we're just going to bring polished andesite around the back sides here. Just kind of clean this up. Actually, slight change of plans. I think I'm going to bring this back a little bit. Maybe. Tell you what, slight change of plans. I'm actually going to bring this forward just a couple blocks, because I had an idea that I want to do. So, we'll bring it up to, actually right in here, I think. And that's where the pillars are going to be. And then we'll just bring our stone bricks around like we had them, you know. And then just fill in this part with polished andesite. And there we go. And then what I want to do is, we'll just bring our steps up. And then we'll just do like a layer of stone bricks here. And I think, actually, right here, yeah, right here and right here. Yeah, I'm going to do stone bricks here. So it's kind of like a corner piece there. Yeah, I think I like the stone bricks right there. It's going to be a lot of stone, and then on the roof we'll do some other colors, and then probably do maybe some accent work and stuff. Okay. And then on the back side, I'm going to copy that design with the stone bricks. And then on the front side here, I'm going to bring the andesite line around, because that's going to be pretty much where our glass is at. It's kind of like the border, and then inside of this is where the mob farm is going to be. And then I think I'm going to break off a few of those steps. We'll have like a 4-wide walkway that goes up, and then we'll just put, I guess we'll put stone right there as well. It kind of blends in right now, but we'll fix that in just a second. And then let's go get ourselves a bit of glass, because I'm going to start glassing some of this in, and then we'll go through with a chisel and kind of knock some of that back a little bit. But we'll get like 4 stacks of glass. I don't know why glass is going up, yet this is not exporting. Like, it's so weird. And you'll notice all the crystals, that's what I was talking about last episode. The crystals all like kind of flip-flop. And I don't know, they don't really stick where they're supposed to. I'd like to use them for decoration, but they always flip upside down like that, so I don't know if I'll be able to or not. Maybe on like ceilings or something like that. Alright, let's go with maybe like an iron fence. We'll try that out and see what we think and whatnot. So if we had that across, like, well, see, I need something that doesn't have a connected texture like this, for example, but I don't really like this, so we're not going to go with this. Actually, we may just go with this dungeon glass, honestly. That might be what we do. And then I think right here, I'm going to go ahead and bring this stone up a little bit more. So it's kind of like, because glass doesn't need to be connected just to glass. So I think that would be good. So something like that for right now. And then let me get my, I thought I had a building wand on me. Yeah, right here, sorry. And we'll go ahead and bring this stuff up just a bit. I think I'm probably going to want more than 3 high. But let's see. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with the cut chisel stone, I think. I know I keep changing my mind, but it tends to take me a little bit to build because I'm like, nah, I don't really like that. I don't really like this. And then let's actually bring this up like one higher, I think. So just like that. Okay. I think I'm very, very happy with that. Honestly, I know I keep changing things. I think I might make this bottom layer like black, maybe like a nether brick. I think so. So I'll change that out in a minute, but you know, it'll keep the same general shape. But I think I want black there, and honestly, I keep changing everything. I may end up doing nether brick on these corners instead of the chiseled stone brick. Okay. Let me go get that together, and I'll change that over, and we'll see what we think. Okay, for right now, I think we're going to go with something like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a bit more nether brick stairs. Let me throw down some of this stuff. All these weeds and stuff I've been picking up. And let me grab this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start working on the roof and adding that on. Because I want it to be somewhat of like a flat top roof. Semi flat top. And I'm just kind of putting a dirt there because you're not going to be able to see this cornerstone block anyways, so. And we'll just kind of run this nether brick along. I hate working on roofs, by the way. Okay, so we've got to start on it. We've got the first layer placed. And then let me go ahead and get this polished andesite out, and I'm just going to go through and put polished andesite along the top of this glass. Just to kind of frame, you know, the glass in there. And we'll go ahead and bring this stuff up, at least where you can see it from the inside, like there. There. Okay. And then the next layer of the roof is going to be slanted as well. I'm going to use stone brick stairs for that. Because we're kind of following that theme of nether brick and stone stairs combo. And that way it looks like the, you know, like the tip of the roof is a different color. Alright, so something like that. I feel like it's starting to come along steadily. And then on the underbelly here, I'm actually going to put steps here to kind of make the inside a little bit slanted as well. And these parts, oh, man, sometimes this pick drives me insane. I think I'm going to have to make like another pick that's like really slow in comparison. But we'll do like that, I think. No, I think I'm going to leave it standard like that. And I'm going to go ahead and lay out dirt for this last layer, just to make it a bit easier. And we'll do one more layer of steps, I think. And that'll be perfect for the interior and the exterior, I believe. So, and I'm using dirt just because it'll be a little bit easier to clean up. My shovel's not going to cut through the stone quite as quick as my pickaxe will. So, alright, so just like that. Let me go ahead and clean up some of this this dirt here, because we're not going to want this here. So there we go, and then on the inside once more, we're going to go ahead and bring this layer up, and I'm actually going to curve these corners. Oops. So we'll have like that, and then just kind of curve them in like that. Oops. It's trying to make me want to sit on there. Alright, so just like that. And then what we'll do is on the inside, I think right here, we're going to put a layer of nether brick. So the color will kind of stick out when you're down here. Almost like a border up there. I am going to have to go get some more nether brick though. I think I've got plenty of netherrack. I'll probably just cook up a bit of netherrack. Honestly. There is a stack of nether bricks. I actually like this building thus far, like from a distance and everything. I think it'll look good because we're not done, you know, entirely with the exterior and whatnot. But we've got the majority of it done, which is the most important part. Okay, so yeah, it's got like that nice netherrack border up there. I quite like it. I quite like it. And then for the top, I think what we're going to do is let's just get ourselves some nether brick slabs. 36, that should be good. And we'll just kind of bring them out like this. And we'll just turn it into kind of like a flat top roof. I think is what I want to do. Perfect. There we go. And that's what we got. Okay, I made one small adjustment to the front of this. I went ahead and brought the stone bricks all the way down, because it'll kind of match a little bit better with our pathways and stuff. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut away a little bit of this. And we'll just kind of, I'm not going to do all this right now, but we'll kind of bring some slate around like that. And then that will be, you know, that'll connect into our pathway. Because our pathway is, you know, stone bricks and slate throughout the town. And I think this will look good. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll bring, you know, this slate all the way around the structure. And then it's going to kind of act as the foundation of the structure. And then over here, I'll probably end up doing some bushes and stuff. I'm not going to do that right this second. Something like that for now. And then like I said, I'll add some bushes and stuff around it and everything. Kind of spruce up the front of it. And then the last thing that I want to do, let's go ahead and turn these steps, because I'm done with nether brick steps. We'll just turn them back into bricks. And then let's get ourselves some slabs. Probably not that many. And the top of this, I'm just going to bring this out like this and kind of have like a little bit of a roof overhang right here. And then what I want to do is just get just some nether brick fences or walls. I'm actually thinking walls. We'll start with 12 for right now. And what I want to do is I just want to bring this down just like this, kind of as like pillars, and then connect into that slate there. And I'll end up doing the back side, but I'm not going to do it until I do the landscaping. So for right now, we'll just do like that, and there we go. That's kind of spiffy. And then, of course, I'll do accents and a little bit of decorations on the front, some greenery and stuff like that a little bit later on. And I think it's really going to make it pop a bit more. Okay, so now we just have to finish up the interior and then do the lighting real quick. That shouldn't take too long. So kind of what I'm thinking down here is we're just going to do the bottom in nether brick beneath the polished andesite. So let me go get a bit more nether brick, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so there we go. And then the top. Okay, I'm busting out the slightly more expensive blocks for this, actually. So the top, let me go ahead and sleep so I don't have anything spawning, just in case. So the top, I think I'm going to go with tiled blocks of coal. To kind of give it that, like, sooty look, almost. Blocks of coal aren't... They're not super expensive, but they're not the cheapest thing in the world either. So, that's okay. Okay, so just like that. And then, after that, I'm going to do quartz tiles like that. And then we'll get just a little bit of chiseled glowstone, and I'm going to do, like, some glowstone here, because the lighting's not going to matter if it's a little bit lit up and stuff, because the blazes are still going to spawn, right? So we'll do like that, and then let's find like the middle-ish point of this. And right in here we're going to do 2 more right there. Okay, and then I just have to clean all this up now, so let me get that all cleaned up. Now the grass that's down here, it's not going to be an issue because we're actually going to have all this filled in. So that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. So now, okay, the build is actually done-ish for now. I mean, like I said, I'm going to add some greenery and some accents and little touch-ups like that a little bit later in. But for all practical purposes, as far as the build, well, I still have to trim back the glass, but I'll do that at the end, okay? But we can actually start putting in the build itself and getting that all set up and ready for the blazes. I know some people don't like building on camera, but I know that some people do, so I'll try to kind of mix it up a little bit, so that way, hopefully everybody's happy. we can kind of do a little bit of each thing, because, I mean, like I said before, with this series especially, I'm not trying to rush through to, I don't know, like, I tend to not try to rush through progression, because I don't really see the point, like, to rush it till it's over, but, especially in this series, I definitely don't want to do that, because I kind of like it's pretty enjoyable just to kind of go through it at your own pace sort of thing. Alright, so for this is where things are going to get expensive. We are going to need diamond spikes. Lots of diamond spikes, okay? Because I'm actually going to coat the entire floor in diamond spikes, because blazes will eventually, they'll settle, you know, they'll kind of drop in elevation, and they'll settle on those diamond spikes, and the diamond spikes will kill them. And of course we have to use diamond spikes because blaze rods and blaze cores and stuff like that, those are player only drops. So we are going to just make ourselves a bunch of diamond swords, or diamond spikes, I mean. And if I run out, I mean, I've got some places where there was dragons. I haven't mined up all the diamonds there because I was just like, I mined for a while, and then I was like, I don't want to mine anymore. Like, there's so many emeralds and diamonds. So, I imagine we're probably going to need more diamonds, so I can always go back there and get some more. So, okay, so we're going to start with, I think, 3 sets. Do I have any more diamonds at all? Or am I just out of them? Oh yeah, I've got more diamonds. Okay. We're going to use all of them. We're going to use all the diamonds that we have at the moment. It's still not going to be enough, I can already tell you. So I will have to go mining, in fact. Which, it's not really a big deal. Because I expected this build to be very expensive, but it's something, with Britannia, you go through so much, like, blaze powder and stuff, that it's something we pretty much have to have at this point. Okay, so there's 20, and I just need a few more diamonds, and I can get another set. Because I've got the block and the swords. Okay. So we'll just pop down here and get this put in, these first 20 of them. I actually just realized it's 10 wide instead of 9. That's okay, because I can do 2 sets of spawner. It's not really a problem. I mean, it's 9 long in this direction, but it's 10 in this direction. I don't know how I made that mistake. That's okay. Because I set it all down, I was like, wait, 10 spikes? Are you serious? I should have realized whenever I was placing that and my stairs were even, everything was like even, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need a bunch of diamonds. So I'll be back. I'm gonna go find me a dragon area, and do a bit of mining. Okay, I made a slight adjustment to the ceiling. I went ahead and did a lot more blocks of coal, and I think I like it. Because at first I was like, well, I'll just do it around the glowstone, and then, you know, it ended up being most of the ceiling, but I actually think I like it a bit more like that. I don't know. I might adjust it a little bit more, we'll see, because I might do, like, glowstone squares, like 2x2s or something like that, but for right now, I think I'm happy with that. I think so. I change my mind all the time, as you can tell, so. But anyways, we have the diamonds that we need. I actually got, like, almost two stacks of emerald blocks in the process of mining all the diamonds that we needed. Plus we have a ton of... I mean, I filled up the drawers, and we still have a bunch of charred cobblestone stuff, which is good because we're actually going to use that for building very, very soon. And one really interesting thing is, if you recall, we killed a dragon, a fire dragon, a while back inside of a dragon den, and it didn't drop any loot, and it just kind of despawned. Well, when I went back there to mine up diamonds, because I'd mined up pretty much all of the first, or the majority of the first dragon den that we had ever found, and I went back to that second one, and the dragon was there. And I looted him, and he gave me a emerald egg. Like, he was still dead, you know, and it's just, his body was back, which was kind of interesting. But anyways, let's go ahead, pop up here, and I think we have a floating... We had a floating hopper hawk right here. Okay, I didn't have to come all the way down here. We're going to grab that floating hopper hawk, and then we are going to get... do I have a hopper? I do have a hopper on me. Okay. We're going to get that. And then I'm also going to want some red string, but we'll get that in just a second. Let's go ahead and set up the hopper hawk, and then we can put the last diamond in. And I'm going to leave this dirt slab walkway because we're going to have to put in blaze spawners, right? So let me go ahead and mark right here. That way we can find our way back. And then I'm just going to go under the floor for right now. Actually, I'll go in from, not that side. There's a zombie there. We'll just go in from this side. That's fine. Because all this is going to get landscaped. It doesn't really matter. And let's go ahead and put our hopper hawk down, like right here. And we'll go ahead and get our wand. Let's see how big of a radius this is. Why is my Mana Seer monocle not... Oh, it's because it's underground. That's right. Okay, let me just grab this for just a moment here. And I'm going to go ahead and put down this diamond spike. And we'll see how big of a radius this covers. Because it doesn't show the vertical height, it only shows the horizontal height. That's one thing I wish that would get changed, kind of, but that's okay. Okay, it actually covers this entire room, and it shouldn't cover... It does cover out here a little bit on that one side. That's okay, though. I don't mind that. I don't think that's going to cause any kind of issue or anything. So let's go ahead and we'll set the hopper hawk right underneath that diamond. Okay, so right underneath that here diamond spike. Let's get that, and we'll put that guy right there. Okay, and then right beneath it, we're gonna put our hopper down right there, and it's just facing down. And yeah, and then we just need red string. Let's go ahead and put our last diamond spike in. Da-da-da. That's so expensive, by the way. So expensive. But the thing is, before long, diamonds aren't going to be an issue because of two reasons. First off, you know, once we have our big mana battery and mana setups and stuff like that, we can actually get into the orchid, which will be really, really nice. And then in addition, we'll build our cat factory soon, which is going to give us probably quite a few diamonds, depending on how big I build it. And, I mean, it tends to take a little while for diamonds to build up, but, like I said, anything automatic like that, it's not really an issue if it takes a little while, you know? Now, the next thing that I want is red string containers. So, a bit of red string, pixie dust. I'm probably going to have to go get ender pearls, string, block of redstone. Let's see, we have almost 3 stacks of blocks of emerald. So the majority of my emeralds that I had left came from that mining trip. So, fun stuff. I actually don't need that many. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to get 3 just to be on the safe side. I don't think we're going to need that many red string containers. But eventually I know that I'm going to need them, so it's not... Oh, actually, I've got enough ender pearls. Cool. Cool, I like that. And 3 ender air bottles. We'll take that. But if you recall, I said I wanted to move all this, the majority of this Britannia stuff downstairs. And that's kind of what we're working towards. But I want that mana battery. I need that mana battery, honestly. What am I doing? I don't know how to Britannia. I really don't. Okay. There we go. And we'll get our red string. And then we just need some living rock. Oh, that's no good because I'm almost out of living rock. I'm nearly out of it. I think I only have like 158 stacks of living rock. It's ridiculous. We need for none of this stuff. By the way, I know I made a... When I was editing the footage, I made a marker about it, but I need to not have this equipped, in fact. There we go. I made a little note about it, but the reason that those... calefactors were backed up is because the hopper down here is actually backed up. I noticed it a little bit earlier. Like, it's backed up on glass, which is kind of crazy that's backed up. Like, that means these are producing faster than a hopper can move items. And a hopper moves an item like once every second, I believe it is. So, we're actually producing a ton of glass right now. Like an absolute ton of it. Okay, so there's our red string containers, and then we're also going to need... I think I'm going to get a drawer controller and some drawers. And we're going to put this into our nifty little setup. Okay, so drawer controller, there's 2 comparators, and then I'm going to need a drawer. I'm just going to use one of these that are up here. There's that. And let me go ahead and grab this trim that's up here as well, because we're going to need it. And I'm probably going to make new drawers, I think. Oh, don't tell me I can't use this for a drawer controller. Because I can use it for anything else. It's never been an issue. Aha! You cannot use a frame drawer for that. Bah. Okay, so there's our drawer controller. And then we just have to set up our frame drawers. And I'm going to do 4 of them to start with. And I might add more if we need them. But I think 4 will be a good starting point. Because I'm thinking we'll have blaze rods. We'll have molten cores. We'll have... I think solidified experience should drop. Which will actually be kind of useful. You know, we could actually change our XP farm to use the solidified experience, which would be kind of nifty. But so I'm thinking that we're going to go nether brick and stone. Other way around. So the drawer will be something like that. And I mean, you'll only be able to see the front. So let me see. What chisel options do we have for stone? Is there any good ones here? Yeah, I'll tell you what. We're going to go with the chiseled panel instead. Yeah, that'll be good. And we'll go with that, because I kind of want it to blend in with the building, you know, and look like it actually fits. And we'll head on down here and get that set up. So, oh yeah, everything I need to do is down here. As for the drawers, what we're going to do is we are actually going to have them setting up like right in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove this little bit of glass on these edges. It didn't really fit in anyways, so... I kind of want it gone. I want it gone. So we'll do like that. And then, honestly, I may end up changing up these stairs a little bit too. Depending on how high we end up bringing this up. But for right now, I'm going to put the frame drawers in like here, 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 and here. Okay. And then, like I said, there'll probably be more drops, because in this pack, like, I've noticed that things drop just like a handful of stuff every time they die. So chances are we might see some other drops, so I'm going to kind of leave that open for the time being. Until we give it at least a little bit of time to run. And then let's just dig over here. Let's see, where are we at right now? Diamond spikes. Here we go. This is where we want to be. And there's a frame drawer, and then over here is a friend drawer. So then what we're going to do is, actually we're getting all kinds of junk in that. We're just going to put our red string container down like right here, and then have it facing into, we'll put another red string container right there pointing up, and then what we'll do is we'll just have a hopper feeding into that red string container. And then this red string container, then there'll be a drawer controller just right up here. That's fine. Because little setups like this, I'm not really like manually putting items into it, so I don't really need access to the drawer controller, I don't feel like. I just need them kind of hidden away. Okay, and before I start running this, I'm going to let this hopper collect some items from the actual blaze farm. Then we'll format the drawers, and then we'll actually plug everything, the last of it in and whatnot. Let me go ahead and light this area up. Like on the bottom especially, because I don't want, like, I don't want a creeper spawning down here and then blowing everything up or anything. Alright, so now we just need to go get our blaze spawners. And we're going to do it, the same way that we did in the past. Let me go get a drop of evil real quick. And actually, I should probably stock up on food before we leave. So, let me do that. Alright, and I'm going to head to the Nether, see if I can find a Nether Fortress, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found a Nether Fortress. Haha. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, let's see if we can find a blaze spawner. Maybe over here? Maybe. I mean, the best thing to keep in mind is they're generally open to the sky, so. But I think the other Nether Fortress that we found, we've already looted all the blaze spawners, so. Oh, this blink spell, by the way, it's my best friend. Like, hands down, my best friend is blinking. Okay, here we go. Here's a blaze spawner. Aha! Gotcha. Okay, I wouldn't mind finding, like, one more, if at all possible. Now, eventually, with these restart spawners, we can speed them up. But, whoops. Almost. Well, I've got fire protection, so I guess it's not really a big deal if I fall in the lava, but... eventually we can speed these up, but right now, we're not doing that. Until I get into more GP. By the way, if you recall, I talked about the ice lilies. There's also fire lilies. They spawn in the Nether, and those are for breeding the fire dragons. So, just a heads up. I've been grabbing a few of those as I come across them. What's in this? I will take those diamonds. Ah, I see another one. Wonderful. That's what I wanted. Okay. So 2 blaze spawners, and then I can grab more, as I come across them. But, for now, 2 is going to be good. 2 will be very, very good for us. So we'll go ahead and warp on back, and we'll get these set up. And granted, I mean, I could do a build in the Nether, like in a Nether Fort or something. Some of our mob setups in this series are going to be actual vanilla style, like the slime farm that we're going to be doing is going to be vanilla, and a few others will kind of play it by ear, but in the case of the blazes, I want this one here. I want it in the overworld. Alright, so let's go ahead and put down our blaze spawners, and I'm going to put one down, like, right here, and, yeah, there we go. I don't want to stand on that, thanks, though. Man, those guys were, like, ready to spawn, like, right out the gate. It's ridiculous. No, stop it. These blighted creatures are so fast. Man, what's the damage coming from? There we go. See, they dropped that armor. That's the pain. That's what's going to be a pain for us, I think. And all this, like, little dinky junk. Alright, let me go ahead and break this off. We don't need that anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in this glass. I think these spawners should be... Okay, yeah, they start out as always on. Now, initially, these spawners aren't the fastest thing in the world, but that's okay. Like I said, eventually we'll speed them up. And, I mean, really, one of them at that point, once they're fully sped up, one is going to be fine. Alright, what all did we get? Oh, my gosh. These stupid heart drops, too. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to put a few item frames on this and just specify the items that it can have. Because otherwise I'm going to be picking up all this like dinky armor and all of that stuff. And the thing is, with like red string and hopper hawks and stuff aren't really the best at dealing with things like armor. They're really not. So I'm thinking we'll go with... Are we getting solidified XP, or is it just from the one I killed, maybe? I don't know. Let me put... let's see. In one of these, we're going to put blaze rods and then molten cores in another. Because I definitely want to hold on to those, right? I love watching this thing, though. Like, just passive blaze rods. Like, once it's all finished. Yeah, I'm just waiting on some more drops off these guys. See, I'm not really seeing any solidified XP. I mean, really, it's primarily molten cores and blaze rods, I'm thinking. And then record bags, tool bags. See, I've actually got item frames. Let me go ahead. Well, I don't want to put the item frames on just yet. Okay, I let this run for a bit while I was editing some footage, and I think I've gotten all the drops that we're going to be getting from this. Okay. So, of course, we have molten cores, we have blaze rods, and then in addition, there's a small chance they can drop coal dust and burnium dust, and then also tiny piles of coal dust. Solidified experience can drop. It's very rare. In the time period that it was running, it got, I mean, you can see a bunch of blaze rods, right? And then, oh yeah, there's book bags too. And a ton of these heart drops. These things drive me insane. I'm having to like clear them out all the time. I've noticed that the blazes aren't really dropping a whole lot of armor, actually. So that's nice. But yeah, so they drop coal dust, burnium dust, and then all these different like bags, and they have a small chance to drop solidified experience. Okay, it's not very common. In that whole time period that was getting all those blaze rods, it actually, on its own, it dropped 9 solidified experience. So, it's not great on that, but I am going to put it in here because any passive way that I can get solidified experience, I want that. I'm actually going to put this on the other side, on this side. In fact, so we're going to put, I went ahead and made 4 more of these frame drawers, and we're just going to do like that. And we'll put solidified experience into this one, and then we're going to put, basically the rest of this we're going to do bags. I'm not going to worry about burnium dust and coal dust. I mean, they only dropped 1 of each that entire time. It's not common enough, and honestly, this stuff I'm not worried about. Okay? But we have 5 drawers. We have 6 different bags. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut one of these bags because because I want it to be symmetrical and I want it to look nice, and I really don't need all this stuff. Now, book bags, I definitely want those, so I'm going to put those up there. And then ore bags, I definitely want those. The rest of these, I will keep potion bags, and I'm going to keep food bags. And then record bags, tool bags. Honestly, I'm probably going to toss the record bags, because, I mean, what use do I really have for those at the end of the day? Tool bags can actually have, like, building wands and things that I actually use. Record bags are kind of whatever. So, we'll just toss those. We're just going to do these 8 items. So, we'll go ahead and lock these in like that. And then what I want to do is I want to configure some item frames. So, let's grab one of each of these items. And then pop down here, and we're going to set up the item frames now. I don't want all this stuff. Quit giving me all this stuff. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, let's see, our hopper hawk is right there. And so let me get some hoppers. And I'm going to have another hopper hawk right here. I mean, another hopper right there. And let me go ahead and remove a little bit of this dark, because we're going to have to put 8 item frames on, right? And that's not all going to fit onto one hopper, so we'll basically give it some options for places that it can insert, and then they're all just going to feed down into this hopper. So we'll have that, and we'll have that. So then we'll get our 8 item frames, and we're just going to go like bam, 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 and then bam, bam. Okay, So there's all 8 of our item frames, and we'll put in blaze rods, we'll put in molten cores, solidified experience, book bags, ore bags, and then tool bags, food bags, and potion bags. Actually, the sound system very rarely crashes. Occasionally it will, but it's not actually all that common, surprisingly. Okay, so all that stuff we want to keep. Let's go ahead and pull out all this assorted junk here. How is it getting andesite? How in the world is it getting andesite? Unless it's feeding it into these... Okay, it's going into these hoppers. Actually. Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do then. If it actually feeds into those hoppers... I didn't think it did diagonal like that. But if it does, then we'll just put the item frames down here. We'll say molten core, tool bag, ore bag, and then over here we'll do blaze rod, potion bag, book bag. Okay. So hopefully that's all sorted now. Let's go ahead and pull some of this junk out of here that we don't actually want. And now everything should be sorted. Let's go ahead and connect up our drawer controller. So we'll just run this oak trim over like that. And then like that. You can see the blaze rods are starting to drop. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and pull this stuff out and kind of help it get started here. And that should be good. That should be all working. And let's take a look here. We've got a stack and 16 of blaze rods. That's actually not bad. Like, and then in addition, 20 molten cores. Of course, 2 of those make 4 blaze rods, right? Yep. And then we can also get magma cream. And another really nice thing is obsidian. We can actually get that blaze lamps. Make obsidian. So this will, eventually we'll probably end up using this as an obsidian farm as well. As time goes on. But let's actually take a look inside the farm. I bet there's like some hearts and stuff lying around. Yeah, say hearts and... Is that a blaze rod just lying there? Okay. There's blaze rods, and they're not picking them up, and I don't know why that is. Okay, it's not picking up like anything, except for, I think, solidified experience and food bags. So what we're going to do, I'm pretty sure it's not doing diagonals. I think when it was up there, for some reason, maybe it was picking up through the diamond spikes or something like that. So what we're going to do is, let's go ahead and remove this. And then we'll remove that. And our red string container, I'm going to shift it over, and we're going to set it up right here instead. And then what we'll do is we'll put our hopper hook should still be able to pick up stuff if it's down a level. So instead we're going to have it right here. And then the hoppers... Nope. It's funny how delayed that is. We'll do the hopper right there. Let me actually remove this for a moment, because it's going to do that. We'll set up a hopper there, feeding into there, and then we'll set up a hopper here that feeds down into that one. Okay, and then that one's still got all of its item frames, and then what we'll do is we'll set up... I'm actually going to be short an item frame, though, this way. I mean, I could shift all this down. That would work. So red string goes right there. This red string goes here. This hopper goes right there. And then this hopper feeds down. So many hoppers. And then this hopper is going to feed down into that red string. Okay. And then we just have to set up these item frames. So let's go... That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So that should be all sorted now. Should be. And then we'll put the hopper hawk down. And that should be able to collect those items. And let me go ahead and dump what I've got here. Okay, if we look inside, I don't see any blaze rods. I see some armor down there, which I'm not really worried about. My zombie farm's getting plenty of armor. That looks like a record bag. There's a blaze rod, and it grabbed it. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yep, and I saw the blaze rods go up. So that's great. That is, in fact, working. Took a little bit of tweaking, but as long as it works, I'm happy. Okay, so now we have automatic blaze rods, and guess what that means? That means, for starters, that means we can actually really start hammering down on sparks and corporea sparks and different things like that with Botania, but also, that means basic mob farms, blazes, we can mark that off the list. Haha. And things like book bags and stuff, I mean, those give actually really good enchanted books. So, of course, we're going to have that moving forward. Food bags, potion bags, tool bags, ore bags, all that good stuff. And I almost forgot, one thing we're going to do is, let's set our diamond chisel to plain. Now, I don't have my bit bag. I'm just going to let the bits just rot. I don't really want them. But we're going to bring this back like, I'm thinking just like that, honestly. So I can bring it back by like 4. Okay, I decided to just delete everything. Because it's going to end up lagging like really hard if I just let those bits lie around. But yeah, I think just bringing it back by like 4, you know, that way it just kind of has that little border and looks more, almost like more like a pane looking through it. Okay, so there we go. I'm actually really, really happy with this. And it's just kind of like tucked away there behind our smeltery, and we have a little mob prison by the sea, a little blaze prison. We're getting close to 2 stacks of blaze rods right now. So, and actually, since we've finally got this set up, we've actually gotten 6 solidified experience. So, it's not crazy, but probably by next episode, it'll probably be like 4 or 5 stacks, maybe, depending. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we get a decent amount of it. So, and then, you know, in the event that I need XP, or I want to set up an XP farm for mana or something like that, we'll have XP coming in from those mob farms like that. And then let's just get ourselves some planter pots from Terraquise. And let's get some gray dye. I believe gray is the color that I want. Which, if you're not familiar with the planter pots from Terraquise, they're great. Because, you know, clay pots in Minecraft, they're those little dinky things. I mean, they're good for certain decoration. But oftentimes, I just don't feel like they cut it. You know, they're so small. They're so small. And a lot of times I want bigger, like, you know, not like windowsill pots, but more like, you know, the big decorative pots. So that's where Terraquise's planter pots come in. And actually, I think, let me pop back in here, because you have to put a soil into the planter pot. And I believe you can actually use grass. And if so, I want to use grass, ideally. So kind of what I'm thinking is we'll put like a planter pot right there and a planter pot right there. And then we might do like, oh yeah, the grass. Oh no, it still comes out as dirt. Never mind. Never mind. So we'll just put dirt in there, and then we'll put austral bugles, I think. Right there. Because I think instead of having like the hedges around this, I think it'd be better having this bricked in and just have some planter pots. Oh, and we hit 2 stacks of blaze rods, by the way. This thing's working perfectly. I love it. I'm very, very happy with it. Okay, where did I had some squid ink, I thought, but maybe not. And then over here, we're just going to do like some black pots right there. Really, it's almost indistinguishable, the black and the dark gray. I mean, there's a slight color difference, but alright, we'll do that. And then in this pot, we'll put this, I'm going to go with Pluchia glutinosa. I guess that's how you pronounce it. So we'll do that. And that's a little bit better. I mean, adding some greenery and stuff to it. And I'll continue playing with that between episodes and maybe add some additional flowers and everything. We'll see. Alright, now before we end out the episode, there's 2 small things from Botania that I just want to grab real quick. One of them is for what we're going to be doing next episode, just so I can start kind of scouting, more or less. And then the other one's just something that we need in our world that would definitely help us out. Now, first up, we'll go with the thing that's just going to help us out. That is the Teru Teru Bozu. This requires a couple pieces of mana weave cloth and then a sunflower. Mana weave cloth is just mana infused string. And if you're not familiar with the Teru Teru Bozu, what that does is, if it's placed in the world, it will actually reduce the length of time that it rains. So, where normally it would maybe rain for like 8 or 9 Minecraft hours. Well, with the Teru Teru Bozu, it would only rain for like 4 Minecraft hours or something. It's about, if I recall correctly, it's about half the length of time that it's going to rain as normal. Okay? Now, in addition, if it starts raining, you can actually take a sunflower and just right-click the Teru Teru Bozu, and it will stop the rain. Okay, now eventually we will automate that because it's very, very simple to automate if you have a supply of bones. To get bone meal, because, of course, anytime you bone meal a sunflower, you get a sunflower. So, later on we'll automate it so that anytime it rains, we'll have a rain detector, and then we'll just have it get shut off. All the rain will just get turned off anytime that it goes to rain. But for now, we'll just take the Teru Teru Bozu, and I'm just going to set him up. He's actually really cute, too. I'm going to put him, like, right here. Okay? So he just kind of, like, rotates. He's like little Casper the Ghost. And then, like I said, just being in the world at all is going to reduce the amount of time it rains. But then, if I specifically want it to stop raining right then and there, I can right-click him with a sunflower. Because a lot of times, some of my workers don't really like the rain, and it'll start raining and they'll just like wig out, and it would be nice if I could come up here and just sunflower and turn it off. And even if I'm out doing something, it would be nice to have a shorter duration of rain, And then the other thing that I want is actually right next to the Teru Teru Bozu, and that is the slime in a bottle. Now this is something that we're going to need going into next episode, because we're going to be setting up a slime farm. So fun stuff, but I need to be able to scout and figure out where slime chunks are. Okay, now I think there's actually like a command, it's maybe the F3 or something like that, that tells you, actually I think it might be NEI. Maybe. I mean, not NEI, but Journey Map may tell you. I can't remember, but stuff like that I feel like is kind of cheesy. That's like, there's a lot of stuff like that that I'm not a big fan of that's implemented, but I feel like, mods implement their own way to do that. So why, why do things that you would normally have to work towards? I don't know, that's just me. I like the build up and working towards things, I guess. Let's go ahead and get a piece of Alf glass, and then lastly we're going to need a slime ball. I think I've got some in here, right? Yes, I do. And there we go, slime in a bottle. And basically if you're holding this, or just if it's on your hotbar, you can see right now the slime is just kind of sitting there in the bottle. He's a little green like square inside the pink bottle. But if we run around for a minute, I'm sure that we'll find a slime chunk. Yeah, right in here. You can see that he starts bouncing around, right? You can see him in my hand there bouncing around, and then you can also see him on the hotbar bouncing around. So it looks like right over here is a slime chunk. This is actually a rather large slime chunk. I think it's like 2 chunks, maybe? Let's see. And this chunk right here is a slime chunk, and then this chunk right here is a slime chunk as well. So we actually have some rather close to our base. I don't know for sure that I want it right up on our base like this, though. I may have it somewhere else. Here's another slime chunk right here. Another slime chunk right here. Yeah, so there's 4, like, decently close to each other right there. Well, anyways, I need that for scouting around, figuring out where we actually want to set up the slime farm, because, location is very important when it comes to a slime farm, because you need slime chunks. Now, technically, I could farm the swamp, because we're right next to a swamp. Slimes spawn in the swamp. However, for Botania mana purposes, you can only use slimes that spawn from a slime chunk, and not swamp slimes. Okay? So that's why I need the slime in a bottle. We're up to 46 solidified experience, 6 book bags. I'm going to have to put upgrades in these, but that's okay. I'll bring some by. I have to go farm obsidian because I'm low. Or I don't know. I don't have any pure daisies to spare to make any, but I could go buy one. I don't know. But anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point, so I am going to end it out here. Next episode should be out on Sunday. It might come out on Saturday, but I'm betting Sunday. And next episode, we'll start the slime farm and the mana battery is my goal. Because once I find where we're going to have the slime chunk, I'm going to go ahead and dig it out. Because digging it out is going to take forever. Honestly, because we're going to need to actually like cut away like all the land and stuff. And I may start building that structure because that's a larger structure. Like this, you know, I figured I try not to build in every single episode. I know some people don't like it, some people love it. You know, it's kind of one of those things that's kind of everybody's like 50-50, you know. But I figured it's been a little while since we've actually done, I guess it was the chicken farm. Builds like this, I like to build on camera with you guys and go through the process because I know some people want to know like the thinking process behind it and kind of what's going through my head and see me change all the blocks around and all that mess. So I try to mix some of that in every once in a while. So hopefully you guys don't mind it too much. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this build. Like it's quite scenic, I think. So I kind of want my mob farms to fit into the build, like the town and everything, and not be just ugly, you know, cobblestone in this series, because we're kind of building a bit more and doing a bit more outdoorsy stuff in this series. So, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the build and all of that fun stuff. And what I was getting at is, for the slime farm, I'll probably start building the structure between episodes, because that's actually going to take a while. If you've never built a vanilla mob slime farm, it's actually massive and it takes forever because you have to go around and light up cave systems all around, try to get the spawns as concise as you can, so it's just spawning what you want and all that. So it's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take just a little bit. I'll probably spend a big chunk of Saturday working on that, so, and probably Friday as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys then.